Hello, I'm Pierce. I'm a guy. I'm this. I consider myself a pretty normal person. I go to the store and buy things. I like to eat every day. I try to talk to people. Keyword try. I'm really reclusive. Like, I'm on the computer all day because that's my job. That's where I get my money, is from the computer. So I don't get out and do things a lot. And because of that, I feel like I have a really hard time just interacting. I mean, even this is kind of strange how I'm having a one-sided conversation where you guys aren't really expected to engage back. It's all sort of foreign to me. I guess just being normal in general is really foreign. It's harder than you'd expect. Seriously, you know what I think it was for me? I think it's because I grew up with, like, the IM texting generation thing. Like, the way I was trained to have a conversation was through IMs. I messaged my friends that way more than I actually talked to them face to face. And that's not a real conversation. Like, you have way too much time to think about what you're gonna say while you're typing it up. And you're like, okay, finished. Okay, ... They're thinking about what they're gonna say, and they're gonna send that to me. And that's not a real conversation. That doesn't translate into what you're supposed to do, because when you have a real conversation face to face, you have seconds to think about what you're gonna say to them. So, someone will come up to me and they'll be like, hey, how's it going? And I'll be like, how is it going? Because I feel like he wants me to say good. That would be a lie, because things aren't really that good right now. I'm worried about a lot of things. I'm having a lot of troubles in my life, but I feel like he doesn't want me to say that to him. He just wants me to respond with good. What kind of question is that anyway? How's it going? How's what going? How are things in general going? I don't know how they're going, I just know that they're going. Okay, he definitely just wants me to say good, so I'm gonna say good. Good. Every conversation is just a nightmare of having to think of things. And you know, I don't try. I try really hard, but I don't try because I want to. I try because I have to. Human beings are social animals. We need this interaction. I know, because like I've been tempted to go complete shut-in before, and I have. I've gone complete shut-in before and just completely isolated myself from the rest of the world and just on the computer 24/7. I think it was for like 2 weeks, but it had to have been more. Because when you go complete shut-in, you just lose track of all time. And you can support yourself when you go complete shut-in. Like, you can order takeout online, and the pizza guy comes, and you don't have to make eye contact, and he doesn't judge you. And you can sustain yourself like that. That's just how you can do it. But what they don't tell you is that you have to sustain yourself mentally. Because when I was going through this phase, like, I invented this system for managing my time and putting the weeks and days into a grid where I could just lay it all out in front of me, and I manage, okay, brush my teeth here, this is due here, and this revolutionary system of organization. I had inadvertently invented the calendar, but no one was around to tell me that I had done this. So that's why I took this job recently as a cashier at a diner for the social element. I work at a diner now, and I have the same exact conversation for 5 hours a day. And this is how that conversation goes. Hey, how's the food? Huh? Yeah, pretty good. All right, well, that'll be $16.93. All right, sign here. All right, have a great day. That same thing, 5 hours a day, average of 93 people, 2 times a week, or I will go insane. I need that element of conversation. So a lot of people said, like, hey, why don't you try therapy, obviously. I have tried therapy, and therapy is always the same exact experience for me. It's always just some middle-aged, graying-haired guy with like a big stomach in this small corner office. It's always some guy that you don't want to become. Like, what right does this guy have to tell me what he's doing for my life? Like, I feel like the only good advice he can give me is like how to be a therapist. And like, he's here talking to me. I don't want to be in that position. And he always is just a little too comforting. He's just like, oh, hey, Pierce, come in. And already I'm just creeped out. So I'll sit down and be like, okay, so how's it going? Okay, I'm paying you money for me to tell you the truth, so not good. Things are not good, and I'm having trouble talking to other people. Oh, that's okay. It's okay to feel this way. No, it's not. If it was okay, I wouldn't be here. But, continue. You know what you gotta do? You gotta take baby steps. Go to a library and strike up a conversation with someone. Go to the grocery store and talk to a random person. So I was like, okay, that's solid advice. I could do that. I'm not going to go to a grocery store and talk to a stranger because that's weird. I was in college at the time, so I was like, all right, baby step, social situation. I'll go to a frat party. And I wasn't a part of a fraternity, but I saw one across the street from my window. So I was like, okay, I'll go to a frat party. I'll go in there. I didn't know how to get in, but I saw other people going in, so I just sort of followed and snuck in behind them as the door closed. Frat party, I'm in. Go in there, and the atmosphere was just like nothing I had ever seen before. It was just this raw sexual energy of men and women just grinding on each other in this music. It was insane, and I was like, how did they communicate to each other that they wanted to do this? The music is just too loud for me to say, I want to do that with you, do that. I had no idea what I was doing. So I was like, okay, frat party, I'll get a drink. I'll drink alcohol. Got an alcohol, and just sort of sat there, stood there in the corner, looking around, instinctually breaking eye contact with every single person. And then everyone would leave and it would be over and I'd have to leave too. I did that twice a week for about 2 months. And it didn't feel really social. But one night, I had a breakthrough. I was sitting there with my alcohol, and I locked eyes with another person, a college girl, a really attractive college girl. I didn't look away, maintained eye contact, and she gave me a smile, and I gave her a smile back. I did it, so I left. Baby steps. You gotta take baby steps like that, or you're not gonna be able to go on. That was a baby step. You can't take big steps. You cannot go out of your league and just take big steps right away. I've done that. I've taken big steps before, and it just doesn't work out. I'll give you an example. I was in high school at the time, and in high school, I was really shy. I didn't talk at all to anyone. I never raised my hand. I'm like this now, but then I was like this. Just always looking at my shoes. I was a mess. And I was not normal. I don't think I was a normal person. And I had this huge crush on this one girl. What can I say about her? She was attractive. And I think what I liked about her was that she was about my height. I'm a pretty short guy, so when a girl is about my height, I just fall in love. So freshman year, I developed this huge crush on her. And then going on to senior year, I never spoke a word to her because if I liked a girl a lot, my strategy was to talk to her even less. But then one day, senior year, I was like, okay, I gotta be a normal person. I gotta ask this girl out. Normal people act on their feelings. You know what? I'm gonna ask her out. I'm gonna take a big step. I'm gonna ask her to the dance. Big step. Never talked to her before in my life. Decided to ask her out. So one day, she comes into class, and there's a giant golden box on her desk. Everyone is staring at her. She has no idea what's coming. She goes to open it up. There's chocolates inside, and a slightly smaller golden box. Inside that, there's more chocolates, and a slightly smaller golden box. All the while, she's turning completely red-faced. $100 worth of chocolate. At the very end, there's a picture of me. Just says, dance, with a question mark. And I'm making this face. She never talked to me before, but she knew what I looked like, so that covered all bases. She couldn't even say anything. She just went, because you can't say anything in that situation. I mean, I had pressured a girl into going out with me. But I didn't realize this at the time. At the time, I was like, oh, I am causing a girl to have emotions. That is a connection. I am doing a human thing. That is not what it was at all. In hindsight, I see that. And I gotta give it to her. That girl tried her best to talk to me like a normal human being. But I just wasn't having it, because that just wasn't me. She'd be like, hey, how's it going? And I'd be like, you have a beautiful smile. And the dance was even worse. Because, like, you never know how worse it is until, like, you're at a situation where you're with someone you don't want to be with. She would just, like, go off and try to avoid me, and I'd just be like, oh, where are you going? The whole time was just me making her uncomfortable, and it was horrible. And by the end of it, like, she just avoided me altogether, and she just pretended I didn't exist. So, kind of came full circle, kind of passed it back to what I was doing. But my point is, you gotta take baby steps. You can't take big steps like that. And that's what this is. This is a baby step, and I have done it, and now I'm about to finish talking, and when I do, you're free to clap, but if you don't want to clap, that's okay, because others will. All right. I'm done. Thank you.